Hey guys, welcome back to Hardly Working. For some of you, I know this is the video you've been waiting for. I'm gonna start working on this Arctic Cat four-wheeler finally. I have parts in. I've been waiting for parts for some time. I've been trying to find I'm not gonna make much profit on this machine, so I'm trying to find the best deals I can. And instead of replacing all the tires, these tires on this thing are super hard to find. But I've been watching eBay, and finally I came across the exact tire I need. It's got the nubs on it still. It's a brand new tire. And I just need one. So luckily I can just do that here. I can just take off the bead, put it on, and be done with it. The rest of the tires look pretty good, so it's not like it'll have that much more tread than the rest of them. For today's parts, I don't have all the parts yet. I have the tire I'm gonna put on. I got some grips. I have air filter. I'm gonna take all the wheels off, get it ready for when I get the CV axles. They'll be here in a couple days as well. Like I said, I'm not gonna make much profit on this machine, unfortunately, but I think the best thing to do here is just try and break even or make a couple $100 and learn as I go. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these grips on quick. At least I hope I am. Hopefully they're the right size, which they are. And a little trick I have to putting grips on is spraying the inside of this with clear coat spray paint. That way, whenever it dries, it hardens and it's like a little kind of a tacky glue. Plus they slide on nice. So there's that. Once that dries, they won't be going anywhere. That was pretty easy. And that adds to the look. I mean, that makes it look a lot better already. The next thing I'm gonna go ahead and tackle right away is this wheel, this rear back tire. There was two slits in this. I tried to repair it with some plugs, and it's holding air better than it was, but it's still leaking. It's not a very practical fix right there. So let's get this thing jacked up and take the wheel off. There's only a couple tools you're gonna need to do this process. I would recommend a straighter removal tool to get that out of your way. You don't lose that. Set that off to the side. And now you're gonna need a way to break the bead. So for me, I'm gonna use my skid steer. For you might need a different source of. You can set this against something. You can drive up on it. You can do a lot of things just to get one of these edges pushed down, but basically all you gotta do is break the bead. So I'm just gonna take it over my skid steer and push down on that with the forks, or the quick attach even. There, I got it. So I was gonna flip that over. Do the same exact thing. That's a stubborn one. There we go. Kind of. Obviously, I'm not too worried about damaging this tire because, well, it's already damaged. There we go, it's free from the bead. So now we can go ahead and start prying this thing off of here. Shouldn't be too bad. That side. There you have it. So that came out of that way. So rotation wants to go that way. Brand new tire. So we want the tire to go face this way actually. So we want this to go on like that. I got the rim. I got the tire onto the actual bead. I'm gonna attempt to seat the bead with a method I've never done before, but I've seen it done, and that is brake clean and a fire on a stick. So I got to bring that tire in tomorrow to get set on the bead because I couldn't get it on with the fire method. So now I'm gonna go ahead and rip all these tires off, and then take the hubs out and try to get my CV axles pulled out, just so they're ready for the new ones, and that way I know how the new ones go in once I get the old ones out. Just kind of get things ready. So, oops, I can't take those off yet. I gotta set the back up on jack stands. It's holding it. It ain't really going anywhere, I mean. I get myself a rolling stool with all the tools I need. Looks like a 22 millimeter or something like that. Just kidding, it looks a lot bigger than 22. I'm thinking maybe 27 or 30 even. 30. There we go. This brake caliper here, I don't know how to do that. It's like two 10 millimeter bolts. CV shaft is just all greasy. Someday I'll have my tools right next to this way I get my steps in, I guess. Okay, 13. Let's see, I brought a 14 also, because that means I won't need it. Got a 10 and a 13, I guess. Then we want to kind of tuck that into a place where that brake line's not going to get dangled. Pads actually look pretty good, by the way. There you go, that's safe up there. This hub can come right off. Why was that like that? There we go. Tell me it ain't gonna come out of there. There we go. And there it is. So there's that detent right there. That's the only thing that's making it stop. You gotta pull a little harder than you think because of that detent. Oil all looks really good in there. Doesn't taste good though. Yeah, I guess I'll just remove all four, and that way they're ready for when I get the new ones in. So here's where I stand as of now. This is a couple days later. I always do this, but this was enough difficulty as it was without filming, so I'll show you how I did it and show you the method I used to actually get this CV axle out. I struggled with this rear left one for a long time, but I ended up getting it all replaced. All four of the CV axles are brand new, as you can see. Looking fresh. And go back to the front. Same thing. Nice in there. Fresh CV axles all the way around the machine. So that's where I'm sitting with that. This tire I got off eBay. You saw me put it on. I had it put onto the bead by a professional, and it still leaks around the bead, so I gotta bring it back there, get that taken care of. So that's kind of a pain, but at least I know the tire's good. I just think there's some debris around the bead here that's causing it not to seal, so it's still flat, of course. But next, I think I'm gonna work on reupholstering the seat, and I've already started. I have the old fabric off in the garbage, and I'm working on putting the new stuff on. But I'm kind of struggling here. I don't know if it's an exact fit. My stapler isn't really powering through it, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it look a lot better than it did. So I'll set you guys up and you can watch me. So here it is. This one actually says Arctic Cat on it, so that's pretty nice. And it actually has a warning label in the back to make it look more legit. So that's looking pretty good, actually. Once I get this on here, I don't think it'll be too bad, but it's a matter of getting nice and tight and then making it so that this is not so loose in the middle. I don't know why that's like that. Once I get it all the way around, it'll look, I know why actually. So once this is holding the front, I'll make the sides tight, and that's gonna look pretty decent. So it's a matter of working my way around with the staple gun, get it nice and tight, which is kind of difficult to hold and get it tight at the same time and staple at the same time. every other one sticks. Decent there. More to this side. I'm gonna wrap it around that really nice and tight. And we'll put the excess kind of in a flap. We'll kind of just bend it up like that and staple it. That'll look pretty nice actually. Figuring out if I want to do that first or the sides first. I think I want to do these sides first. Work my way from the back over here. This back, I want to get really nice and tight. I don't think it looks too bad at all. Not too shabby. Now I basically just got to cut the excess off. A bit of excess, but I don't want to have too much where it's interfering with things, so cut it off of there. That drastically changes the look of the machine, dude. Wow, that makes it look so much better. Look at that. Wow, that's nice. Don't mind that at all. Okay, we got a little bit of a crinkle here. I should have got that a little bit tighter. Let's see how that sits on. Oh my gosh, feels nice too. That will certainly do on the Arctic. All right, so here's what I'm looking like for parts here. I have my new gel coat for the jet ski. It was pretty cheap, so I just went and picked it up. Color match kit, so I can basically make it match the same color as the gel coat. I'm gonna throw a new rectifier in just because I think I don't know if it's a problem, but, and then I'm gonna replace all these. I'm just gonna go through the carbs again, and I hope this fixes it, man. I mean, I thought I got it going good, but then it started acting up again. I'm just gonna replace all the parts in the carb. I got a couple of gaskets I have to make as well out of gasket material, and this is what I'm gonna use for the Bondo. Fiberglass reinforced filler. Okay, and that's for the jet ski. This stuff over here is for the four-wheeler. Got my oil, spark plug, potentially some exhaust paint, oil filter. I have some steel mesh and muffler and telepipe putty to hopefully fix that up. Right now I took the petcock off the fuel tank because that doesn't work. I'll show you why. You can see that part in there that's just flowing right from off to reserve. Or I guess this is, yeah. Reserve is flowing straight to the off. So this gasket's missing a chunk of rubber in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and replace that. I have this thing up in the air on one. I got all the CV axles done. It was enough of a hassle without filming. So like I said earlier, I did all this without filming and used my slide hammer. Got that all done. Right now, with you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do an oil change, excuse me. I also threw in the new air filter, and the battery's still doing good. And of course, I did that seat as well right there, which looks amazing, if you ask me. So let's go ahead and get that oil drained out and the filter taken off. I need a 21mm socket to do that. So let's get under there and crack it loose. Got it loose. Lose a little bit on my hand, of course. Looks pretty black. You can see my fresh CV axle up there. Looking pretty nice. All right, slow trickle here. Because that's got a mound of crap on it, I can tell you that. I think that is a metal shaving. That oil needs to be replaced, man. All right, that's all nice and clean now. Throw that back in. Look terrible, but not great. Got the drain plug back in the bottom. Wipe off the tripod. Got it all full of oil. There you go. Okay, now we can take the filter off. Let me get my channel, or let me get my Milwaukee oil filter wrench. There we go. Got it. Now where's that oil gonna leak out? Right there. I just don't like the look of that oil. Oofta. Old and nasty. The little oil in the O-ring. Thread the new baby on. She's just a little bit smaller. I don't know why, but it's gonna work, I think. Thread's right on there. Just hand tight. So I'm basically gonna need all three of my quarts because it holds 3.25. So I'm hoping it'll be enough. I can always just, you know, add a little bit of the old oil. I hate to do that, but that's what I got. It's gonna be a lot better than what it was. It's a four-wheeler. It fits into everything. It's a favorite funnel. Okay, let's start dumping in quarts. This is 10W40 Valvoline ATV oil. As you can see. 2. Yeah, I believe this engine's actually, this shares oil for its transmission, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I see a drive shaft coming out of the end of the same crankcase body type thing. So I'm thinking that shares the same, what do you call it? It shares the case. Shares the oil. That's what I'm thinking. Are we gonna have enough? Are we gonna have enough? Well, I'd say so. We're halfway up the checkers. Looks pretty good to me. All right, it's a four-wheeler. What the heck? Let's go with it. I haven't given it time to settle, or when you run it, it'll probably go down slightly, but we're over halfway in the checkers, so I think we're plenty good. Quick change out the spark plug, spark plug bogey. Here, I'm gonna take the small spark plug size, which I have. Look how she looks. Yeah, it looks pretty dang good. What you want to look at is that internal part in there that looks a little lighter. That's what you want to see, a little bit brown. Pretty good looking spark plug. Engine was running pretty good. CR7E, CR7E. Heck yeah, baby. There's that. Sorry, it wasn't focused there. Spark plug's done. There's not really much else I can do right now besides this exhaust, taking care of that. So at this point in the process, it's a lot of tinkering. So I gotta get this tire brought back to the tire shop. It's just kind of it's a long process to get all this done. But that tire I just put on the bead, I got it to the tire shop and then brought it home. And I must have had the bead cleaned off very well because it leaks all around the bead very badly. So that's that. That's a bummer. I gotta bring that back tomorrow. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm not the fastest ever at this stuff. I have a lot going on in my life that takes me away from this. So I just get this stuff done when I have time. And right now I'm gonna go in and cool off and go to bed because I've been at it all day. So that's gonna be a little video of me tinkering on this four-wheeler. Hopefully you learned something. If not, at least I hope you found it entertaining. But I think that's gonna be about it for this one. So if I'm lucky, catch you in the next one.